Kabul, 2021. The Pentagon admitted responsibility and apologized within 3 weeks of a drone strike that killed 10 civilians. Kunduz, 2015. After a hospital was hit, Amiria, 1991. Even during the Gulf War, the US acknowledged civilians' death. For more than 2 months, the Pentagon has maintained a wall of silence regarding a missile strike that devastated a primary school in Minab, Iran, during the opening of salvos of the US-Israeli war. Now, a group of former high-ranking military and defense officials is breaking ranks, calling the lack of transparency an unprecedented and problematic departure from the standards of the law of war. The February 28 strike killed 168 people, including an estimated 110 children, while the Trump administration insists the incident is under investigation. The refusal of acknowledge even the most basic details has sparked a firestorm among legal experts and congressional leaders. This strikingly departs from the standard response, said Lieutenant Colonel Rachel E. Van Landingham, a retired Air Force judge advocate general. Past administrations demonstrated a commitment to the law of war. What's missing here is a commitment to accountability. While Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth told reporters we never targeted civilians' targets, evidence on the ground suggests a catastrophic error. CNN has reviewed reports corroborated by video footage showing a US Tomahawk missile striking an Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps (IRGC) base immediately adjacent to the school. Military sources suggest the tragedy was likely caused by outdated target coordinates provided by a US intelligence agency. Despite this, President Trump has publicly shifted blame to Tehran, claiming without evidence that Iran was responsible and even suggesting falsely that Iran possesses Tomahawk missiles. To highlight how unusual this silence is, experts point to 3 historical tragedies. The Pentagon admitted responsibility and apologized within 3 weeks of a drone strike that killed 10 civilians. After a hospital was hit, the US military provided detailed congressional testimony and a White House apology within 5 days. Even during the Gulf War, the US acknowledged civilians' death immediately after a bunker was struck. To not have any comment whatsoever is just unacceptable, said Wes Bryant, a former senior advisor on civilian harm mitigation. Bryant, who left Pentagon after staffing at his unit was slashed under the current leadership, noted that the very existence of a formal investigation usually confirms the US knows it was involved. The silence has infuriated congressional Democrats. Adam Smith, the top Democrat on the House Armed Services Committee, slammed the briefings provided by defense officials as pathetic and completely inadequate. Nothing that behind closed doors there has been zero admission of responsibility. Republican lawmakers have largely remained silent, through Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana previously broke ranks to call the strike a terrible mistake. Experts like Charles O. Blaha, a 32-year veteran of the State Department, believe the transparency vacuum is driven by a fear of contradiction the precedent. Blaha suggests the administration has branded any negative news regarding the war as unpatriotic as the investigation enters its 3rd month. The ruins of the Minab primary school remain a flashpoint. Without a formal admission, critics argue the US is not only failing the victims but also eroding the legal and moral frameworks that separate military necessity from war crimes.